Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Tyranny. Last time we left off, we made our main character, for lack of a better phrase, Tiberius. Because if you remember, last time was pretty much all character creation and one cutscene. Which, I have to say, the cutscenes in this game, just the whole painted graphic style thing and how they're doing it, are just beautiful. But, in any case, now we are here because the area we're in is the tiers, which, in character creation, we helped to conquer. And now some of the people we have conquered have risen up against Kyros, the Overlord. And we're here to put them in their place and remind the two main armies of Kyros that the Overlord is not happy with their bickering. So we have a magic spell from him to read that either they control the rebels' main stronghold, at least this is how I'm reading it. Either they control the rebels' main stronghold by a certain day, or everybody in the valley will die. And this person, Aurora, greeted us just as we arrived, so we should probably speak to her, since she's been clamoring for our attention. Okay. Yes, this is Aurora, who we apparently know. Kyros, the Overlord, be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. The disfavored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. And to those of you who've managed to forget, the disfavored are one of the main armies of the Overlord Kyros, and they are a small elite band of disciplined soldiers, whereas the other group are mainly just a horde. We have gained favor with the disfavored. So basically, their opinion of us has gone up, is how that works. The commander wouldn't say why the governor of Lithian's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voices of Narat. She catches herself, clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archons so that we might agree on a plan to wipe out these Oathbreakers. And we have some lore to look over. So this is from one of our decisions during the conquest. In the year 429 TR, in the second year of the conquest of the Tiers, you were assigned to the governor of Lithian's Crossing, overseeing the iron forges tasked with supplying the host of war. The tiny settlement grew quickly that year, and before leaving, you assigned control of the settlement to the disfavored, whose elite soldiers benefit the most from the forge's output. Having improved efficiency, order, and quality of the forges, many disfavored soldiers think of you as the chief rainmaker of their arsenal, much to the chagrin of the mage-smiths that actually hammered the iron, and still think of you as the honorary governor of Lithian's Crossing. So we were actually a provincial governor for a little while, and this is actually a result of a decision we made in the tiers. Several decisions, as a matter of fact, where we had to decide what to do with their iron supply and how to assign some conscripts, as well as which of the two armies would serve as the garrison for Lithian's Crossing. And we decided that the disfavored needed the iron weapons more and put them in charge of the garrison. Oathbreakers. In honor of the Vendrian Guard reneging on the surrender of 429, soldiers in both the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus now refer to these tiersmen as Oathbreakers. It is perhaps one of the few points of agreement between the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus. Yeah, the Scarlet Chorus are the army that I referred to as basically being just a horde, and Tiberius really does not like them because, according to him, they're little better than the people in the tiers. Sorry, I forgot the name for a second. They're little better than the people in the tiers who he came down with the army to subjugate. So he has a very low opinion of the Scarlet Chorus. We've gained more favor with them. But on a personal note, it is good to see another Harbinger. By Kyros' will, most of our old invasion force still lives. Most of us have been scattered across the tiers, reassigned as needs change. I miss those days, when there was so much battle ahead of us, so much glory to be won. But I know the Archons are expecting you. Don't let me wax nostalgically about the old days. See, another Harbinger. Barely 10,000 disfavored departed the Northern Empire to conquer the tiers, and the disfavored in country today were part of that original muster. While the Scarlet Chorus faces come and go, you've seen a lot of the same disfavored over the years. This is Aurora Stoneshield of the second cohort, veteran of the original Vendrian's Well campaign 2 years prior. You saw battle with her and her team in the infiltration of the tiers that occurred weeks before the major opening battle at the Gates of Judgment. Those who took part in these daring pre-war raids often refer to each other affectionately as Harbingers. So yes, this is the first indication we're getting that our choices really do have an impact, because at the very beginning of the conquest, we had to choose whether we were going to participate in the direct assault on the rebels to take the bastard city, or if we were just going to infiltrate it. And I decided, and take part in some raids. I decided to go with the raids, and so we're getting this. I imagine we would get a very different conversation if we had gone with the battle instead of the raids. And now we actually get to talk. Couple of options. Glare silently. Wow. No, we're not a dick. I'm in a hurry to deliver a message to the Archons. I come bearing an edict of Kyros. Our soldiers will complete their task or die. And because we have some lore points, we can say something based on what we know. Can you hear that hum in the air, glow around the rocks? The avalanche is Kyros' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. Let's see. What would Tiberius do? Well, he has the knowledge, so we might as well flaunt it, is his view. Something like this is hardly going to remain secret for very long, so we may as well share it. Can you hear that hum in the air, that glow around the rocks? The avalanche is Kyros' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. And that actually increases our lore skill experience. I find that really interesting, that we actually get experience for using our abilities in conversations. Your senses see more than mine, good Fatebinder. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if that was Kyros' magic and you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kyros have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague? An edict of twisted bones? Well, normally I'd be happy to chat about this, but we're in a hurry. We need to get this edict delivered pretty much pronto. Those were our instructions, after all. I am in a hurry to deliver a message to the Archons, as I just told you. Kind of. Well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners. Third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messages through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. She points over the collapsed path by which you've arrived. But they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Oh yeah. And into combat. For the glory of Kyros. Well, that was dumb of me.
I got it.
Okay. Odd.
I got it.
And there we go. Let's see after this. And there we go. That's one down. Let's look further along the path for more. This is odd. My controls are acting up a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, it is acting up a little bit. My controls are not working properly. We can move it thanks to our athletics skill. Nice. But now we do that.
For the glory of Kyros!
Come on now.
On it.
Apologies for the excessive amount of silence, but the controls being this weird is kind of irking me.
Will do.
And I have no idea why it's like that, because as far as I can tell, there is no reason for it. But yet some of my controls are not working, including the escape button to turn on the menu. And yet everything else I've tried for this would be fine. And we will take their stuff and move on. Same here. What will this be? A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vendrian Guard attackers, voiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countrymen. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Ha! Fate Finder. Here at last. Care to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery?
She nods to the armed soldiers bearing down on her. Sure, just save something for me. For the realm of Apex, charge. The Vendrian Guard level their weapons and advance.
Look at that, a future...
You hit them with burning iron. I will get a slice in.
Corpse.
Hehehe. Now move on, and you keep at it. There we go. And down everyone goes.
Let's see what falls out of you. Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
The fighter surveys the fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction.
I'm versed, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian Guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head.
I wouldn't expect you to recognize me, or maybe you're just ashamed of how you did me wrong back in Azure. Good thing I'm not one for grudges.
How you did me wrong back in Azure. Another conquest decision. When Kyros soldiers reported attacks by wild beasts who could rumble the earth and bore the name Stone Stalker, you helped the disfavored hunt and eliminate this deadly threat. Many of them were brutish and dumb and thus easily felled by your hand, but one pack's leader, dark as shadow and dangerous, clearly more cunning than all the rest, managed to escape you in the end. Interesting. But why are the Vendrian Guard attacking now? It doesn't make much sense.
My guess? The Vendrian Guard are testing our strength in battle, learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive. That, or they're really, really desperate to get beyond the mountains and couldn't wait until nightfall.
But yeah, you fight like a bloody storm lady. What's your role in the army?
A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble gang. You'll see more than a few of us around camp, but don't let that fool you. We're a rare breed. Most of the soldiers in the Scarlet Chorus are little more than farmers and children armed with rusted forks. Makes them easier to control. The voices of Nerat called his best fighters to this siege. There must be something important about Vendrian's well, though don't ask me what. The Archon isn't in the habit of spilling secrets.
Well, we're not about to turn down some help, so I'm ready if you are.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
Yeah, and this is interesting. Rings are actually a form of currency. It's the old currency of the Northern Empire. It was easy to counterfeit. But yes, as I mentioned last time around, Tiberius is a rather practical fellow, and he can see the value in that. I see your point. Nice and practical.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
Verse furrows her brow and focuses down on the battle to come. Take all. Okay. Sorry about that little pause. We're ready to go again now. But I'm going to drop another save here.
Will do.
Let's go. Oh dear, that's rather a lot of them. Tarkus Demos. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior roars with his falx held high, his words largely lost over the din of combat. Stand aside or your funeral will be over the side of the bluff. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. Tiberius might be with the Overlord and his empire, but as I said, we're pragmatic and practical, and we prefer to take that kind of approach and not just randomly kill people just because we can. And we aren't entirely hostile to these rebels. So if we can get them to surrender, save lives and all that, Tiberius isn't against the idea, so he'll try it. Not a chance. If I surrender, I'm as good as dead. At least we can drag some of Kyros' chosen along for our short journey into the void. And as he signals his men to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements. Hurry! Oh well, at least we tried. Mocking blaze. Run down the Oathbreakers. Let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble. The ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter scribes a series of spells into the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus roaring challenges. No, don't engage them. We need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Well, we've got some combat to do then. We'll take these three. They've got those fellas, I think. There we go. Excellent. Oh, great. I really need to reduce the number of things that cause my game to pause, because that can be a bit annoying.
Are we ready for this?
Definitely annoying. Now attack again. But let's see here. Slice and you skewer.
No dice.
But that is really annoying, and I need to do something about it, that's for sure. Now Tiberius, hit him with flurry of blows. Well done, all of you. Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. Well, let's get to it then. After we loot, of course. Because there's no way we can avoid looting. It's just not done. Not looting? It's sacrilege. Stow your weapons or we find out how long a man screams for hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Skewer him. Worry not for me. Graven ash will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? Oh, I kind of like this one. He or she, I can't really tell from the portrait, is pretty funny. This blade, at the jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drastus's matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer.